Hey everyone, welcome back to GoSpeakly English podcast. Oh my goodness, I am so excited about today's episode.
Hey, welcome. And yeah, Sophie's not kidding. Today's topic is absolutely delicious.
I see what you did there, Daniel. So before we jump into the yumminess, let me introduce myself. I'm Sophie, and I've been teaching English for about 9 years now. And honestly, I've seen students struggle with the most unexpected things.
And I'm Daniel. I'm here to keep things fun, ask the questions you're probably thinking, and, well, share some embarrassing stories along the way.
Oh, trust me, Daniel's got some good ones today. But hey, let's talk about why we're here. Today's episode is called How to Talk About Food You Like and Dislike Naturally. And I want you to really focus on that word, naturally.
Right, because there's a huge difference between sounding like a textbook and sounding like a real person, having a real conversation.
Exactly. You know, I've had students who could recite grammar rules perfectly, but when they sat down at a restaurant, they completely froze. They didn't know how to say, hey, I don't really like mushrooms, or this tastes amazing, what's in it?
Been there. I remember once I was in Thailand, and someone offered me this really spicy soup. And I wanted to be polite, but my mouth was literally on fire.
We'll get to polite ways to handle that, don't worry. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the GoSpeakly family. We upload fresh episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yep, 3 times a week.
So you're getting consistent, practical English that you can actually use in real life. Not boring stuff, not robotic phrases, just real conversations.
And hey, if you find this episode helpful, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps us reach more learners like you. And subscribe so you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes.
All right, Sophie, let's get into it. Where do we even start with food talk?
Good question. Let's start with the basics. Part 1 is all about expressing what you love, what you enjoy, and what you're absolutely crazy about when it comes to food.
Ooh, I like this part already.
So, Daniel, let me ask you, what's your favorite food?
Oh, easy. Pizza. I'm obsessed with pizza.
See, right there. You said, I'm obsessed with pizza. That's so much better than just saying, I like pizza. You're showing emotion. You're showing passion.
Yeah, like is kind of boring, right?
It's not wrong, but it's flat. It doesn't tell me how much you really enjoy it. So let's give our listeners some options. Instead of just, I like pizza, you could say, I love pizza. I'm crazy about pizza. I'm a huge fan of pizza, or I'm obsessed with pizza.
Ooh, I also say, I could eat pizza every single day.
Perfect. That shows just how much you enjoy it. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's talk about describing the actual taste and experience. Daniel, why do you love pizza so much?
I guess because it's cheesy, it's got that crispy crust, and you can top it with literally anything you want.
Cheesy, crispy, those are texture and flavor words. This is where English gets really fun, you guys. When you describe food, you're painting a picture with words.
So instead of saying, this pizza is good, I could say...
You could say, this pizza is absolutely delicious, or this crust is so crispy and golden, or even the cheese is perfectly melted and gooey.
Gooey. I love that word.
Right? It's fun to say, and it's specific. Let me give you a quick list of texture words that'll make you sound super natural. You've got crunchy, creamy, tender, chewy, crispy, smooth, flaky, juicy.
Wait. Give me an example for each one.
Okay. Crunchy, like fresh vegetables or fried chicken. Creamy, like mashed potatoes or ice cream. Tender, like perfectly cooked steak. Chewy, like caramel or certain breads. Crispy, like chips or fried bacon.
This is making me hungry, Sophie.
Me too. Now, let's talk about flavors. You've got the basics, right? Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, spicy. But here's where it gets interesting. You can combine them.
What do you mean?
Like, you could say, this dish has a perfect balance of sweet and spicy, or it's tangy with a hint of sweetness, or it's rich and savory with a slight kick.
Ooh, savory. That's one of those words I hear all the time, but I'm never sure when to use it.
Great question. Savory means it's not sweet. It's more salty, meaty, or herb-flavored. Like, bacon is savory, roasted chicken is savory, pizza is savory.
Got it. So sweet is for desserts, savory is for main dishes, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. Now, let's talk about expressing strong, positive feelings. Imagine you just tried the best biryani of your life. What would you say?
I'd probably say, oh my God, this is incredible.
Perfect. You could also say, this is out of this world, or this is to die for, or this is hands down the best biryani I've ever had.
To die for. That's such a strong expression.
It is. It means it's so good, you'd do anything for it. Like, these cookies are to die for.
I love it. What about when something is just okay? Like not amazing, but not bad either.
Good question. You could say, it's pretty good, or it's decent, or it's not bad. If you want to be a bit more enthusiastic, you could say, it's quite tasty, or it hits the spot.
Hits the spot.
Yeah, it means it satisfies you exactly the way you wanted. Like, after a long day, a cold drink really hits the spot.
Nice. Okay, so we've covered how to express love for food, but what about the opposite?
Ah, here we go. This is where things get a little tricky because you want to be honest, but you also don't want to be rude.
Yeah, this is important. I mean, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I also don't want to force myself to eat something I really can't stand.
Exactly. So let's start with the basics. If you simply don't enjoy something, you could say, I'm not a big fan of this, or it's not really my thing, or it's not my favorite.
Those sound pretty gentle.
They are. They're honest, but not harsh. Now, if you want to be a bit more direct, you could say, I don't really like seafood, or mushrooms aren't my favorite, or I'm not crazy about spicy food.
What if something is really, really bad, like genuinely terrible?
Okay, if you're with close friends, you might say, I can't stand onions, or I hate cilantro, or this is way too salty for me. But be careful, those are strong.
Right. You wouldn't say that to someone who just cooked for you.
Exactly. If someone serves you something and you don't like it, you want to be polite. You could say, it's a bit too spicy for me, or I'm not used to this flavor, or it's quite rich. I might need to take it slow.
Ooh, that's smart. You're not saying it's bad, you're just saying it's not for you.
Bingo. And here's another tip. If you have dietary restrictions or allergies, always mention that up front. You could say, I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. Or, I'm allergic to peanuts. Or, I'm trying to avoid sugar right now.
That makes it less about the food and more about your personal situation.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about restaurant scenarios. Imagine you order something and it's not cooked the way you wanted. What do?
Ooh, this happens to me all the time. Like, I order a steak medium rare and it comes out well done.
Right. So you want to be polite but firm. You could say, excuse me, I asked for this medium rare, but it seems a bit overcooked. Would it be possible to get another one?
That sounds way better than this is wrong, take it back.
Yeah, you're being respectful, but you're also standing up for what you ordered. Another phrase you could use is, I'm sorry, but this isn't quite what I expected. Could you help me out?
I like that. You're asking for help, not demanding.
Exactly. Now, what if the food is cold when it should be hot?
You could say, this is a bit cold. Could you warm it up for me?
Perfect. Or, I think this might have been sitting out for a while. Would you mind reheating it?
Got it. What about when friends or family cook for you and you genuinely don't like it?
Ooh, this is tough. You want to be kind, but honest. Here's what I do. I focus on what I do like. I might say, the flavors are really interesting, or I love how tender the chicken is. But then I might add, it's a bit too spicy for my taste, but that's just me.
So you're complimenting first, then gently mentioning the part that's not your favorite.
Exactly. It's called the compliment sandwich. You say something nice, mention the issue, then end on another positive note.
That's genius. What about when someone offers you something and you don't want it?
You can politely decline by saying, "Oh, I'm quite full right now, thank you." Or, "I'm not very hungry at the moment, but it looks delicious." Or, "I actually just ate, but I appreciate it."
And if they insist?
This happens a lot in some cultures. You could say, "You're so kind, but I really couldn't eat another bite." Or, "Maybe I'll try just a tiny bit."
Just a tiny bit. That's a good compromise.
It is. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes I hear students make when talking about food.
Ooh, I probably make these too.
Okay, mistake number 1, saying, "This food is very delicious." You don't need very with delicious because delicious already means very tasty. Just say, "This is delicious."
Oh, I've said that before.
It's super common. Mistake number 2, mixing up "I like to eat pizza" and "I like eating pizza." Both are correct, but native speakers usually say "I like eating pizza" when talking about general enjoyment.
Interesting. What's number 3?
Using too many words. Instead of saying, "This tastes like it has a very strong flavor of garlic," just say, "This is very garlicky," or "This has a strong garlic flavor."
Keep it simple.
Exactly. Mistake number 4, saying, "It tastes as chicken" instead of "It tastes like chicken."
Oh yeah, like not as.
Right. And finally, mistake number 5, being too vague. Don't just say, "It's good." Tell me why. Is it flavorful? Is it fresh? Is it perfectly seasoned?
Those little details make such a big difference.
They really do. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you guys some bonus phrases that'll make you sound super natural.
I'm ready.
Okay, when food is really good, you might hear people say, "This hits different," or "I could eat this every day and not get bored," or "This is comfort food at its finest."
Comfort food. I love that term.
It means food that makes you feel cozy and happy, like mac and cheese or soup or your mom's cooking.
What about when you're trying something new?
You could say, "I've never tried this before, but I'm willing to give it a shot." Or, "This is my first time having it. Fingers crossed." Or, "Let's see how this goes."
Give it a shot. That's a fun expression.
It means to try something. Now, here's a cultural tip. In some countries, it's polite to finish everything on your plate. In others, leaving a little bit shows you're full and satisfied. So always pay attention to the culture you're in.
That's such a good point. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it can really vary. All right, let's talk about your homework challenge for this episode.
Ooh, homework.
Your challenge is this. The next time you eat something, whether it's at home or at a restaurant, I want you to describe it out loud in English. Don't just say, "This is good." Tell me the texture, the flavor, how it makes you feel.
I love that. It's like practicing English while doing something you already do every day.
Exactly. And hey, if you want to take it a step further, leave a comment below and describe your favorite food using the vocabulary we talked about today. We read every single comment and we love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, seriously, we want to know, what's your absolute favorite food and how would you describe it?
All right, before we say goodbye, let's do a quick recap. Today, we talked about how to express what you love using words like obsessed, crazy about, and to die for. We covered texture words like crunchy, creamy, and tender. We discussed flavor words like savory, tangy, and rich.
We also learned how to politely say you don't like something using phrases like, "It's not really my thing," or "It's a bit too spicy for me."
And we gave you practical restaurant phrases, cultural tips, and common mistakes to avoid. Oh, and we talked about the compliment sandwich.
Which is my new favorite thing.
Mine too. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Remember, we upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode.
And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop us a comment. We genuinely love connecting with you all.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep enjoying your food in English.
See you guys in the next episode. Happy eating.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.